Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another RC Conspiracies. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Redcat. Yes, Redcat, we see you. We see your creepy Wendigo. For those of you that are joining and not live at a later point in time, or maybe in the future, or the past, we don't know how that's happening, but we got a little time code down in the description below. You click on that, it'll take you right to when we start talking, because this is not the beginning, my friends. Oh no, this isn't the beginning. Give it a little minute here. People are joining in already. Ryan's RC got in here early. Boris Mendez, Mets RC, Trash Can Ninja, Stickies RC. Stickies was super cool last night. He won a super sweet crawler yesterday on 11 Charlie RC's live stream, and he donated it back for veterans. Super cool of a man. Francisco MTZ, VB Strong. Hey man, awesome. VB Strong for reals, my friend. Coming to you from the 757. Glad you like the channel, man. Trex RC. Every Chris Watson's in the house. Peter RC Basher. Where's the Tank RC? He said he was bored. He was trying to get me to go live like 30 minutes ago. All right, guys. I am going to let this roll for one more minute while I pull up something I forgot to pull up earlier. Yeah, I suck. I should have been prepared, but I'm not. And so you guys get to suffer. Suffer for another minute of this awful music. I'll turn it down for your ears.
Shady silhouetted images and industry teasers are finding their way into our homes and invading our minds.
That's not fair.
Their calculated information is delivered to feed our addiction for radio-controlled frequencies. It's an RC conspiracy. But we are on your side, cracking the RC code. Because the truth is out there. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast. Get your decoder rings ready and put on those tinfoil hats, because your fearless leader is here.
Boom, boom, boom.
Please welcome your host, the lead RC conspiracist, Tony CC. Tony CC. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast.
Well, what an introduction. Jeez, I am so flattered by that thing every time I hear it. And big thanks go out to the dude that made it for me over on Fiverr. Wish I knew your name so I could give you more props, but I do not. So, what do we got to talk about today? Well, we got the usual stuff when we get kicking off. Let's go ahead and go through the gratuitous plugs, shall we? First off, CCxRC products. You guys know where to get them. Hey, some of you guys are looking better already today because you've come here and you've picked up some swag and you're looking good in it. But that's all we'll talk about that. While my battery's charged podcast, more and more people tuning in. Pretty awesome, guys. We just launched this one this morning. Will a Redcat, or late last night, will a Redcat Wendigo? I messed up. Can I rewind? Will a Redcat Wendigo please eat RC YouTubers so they stop making money and getting everything for free? So that's a good one. It's like the one rant that I've done. I'm not much of a ranter, but the one time I rant is when RC Car Action picks it up and posts it. Come on now, guys. Yeah, they said interesting topic. And as a media company with 30 plus years of evolution, we've seen it all. But I think we can all agree that misconceptions are a hot topic. Anyway, that was kind of a funny thing. Over on the RC Conspiracies Facebook page, which is growing as well, we got a lot of help from you guys getting the tips in about the Redcat Wendigo, and starting with the little screens of whatever, just a simple creepy looking figure in blue with red eyes, to then a little bit of a top kind of looks Ford Bronco-ish, and then they didn't wait. It's like they knew if we drag this one out too much, they might slap our wrist, because it may not have been as big of a release as we thought maybe it would be. But I think they kind of they didn't want to drag this one out too long. And so I think they still got the punch that they wanted with the delivery of it and stringing it out over a couple days. But if they'd have strung it out a week and then given this, people would have probably been flipping out a little bit, because it is a lot like some of the things that we've seen before, although they have their own spin on it. And I actually like it. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But there's also reasons to talk about this, which you saw, where we say hello to Redcat. So let's talk about Redcat Racing, shall we? They just announced the Wendigo. Yeah. They have a couple of new RCs out, the Kaiju, which is 6S. And I hear that they've got quite a few more slated for us this year, guys. So that's an interesting thing as well. So Steve O'Dia's in the chat now. Welcome. What else? Oh, man, what else? Lots of interesting stuff. They ended 2019 with the Gen 8 Axe Edition, which I think was a brilliant move. I've talked to several people, and, Redcat's kind of working on getting rid of their bad reputation that they had over many years, and it's tough to get rid of that. And I think they're making a lot of good strides. I think that the new direction they're going with better plastics and things like that is going to really help them out. And I think that the Axe Edition was a smart move, because what it does is it puts something out there for somebody that may not want to do a lot of wrenching or building, but they still want to keep up with their friends on the trail. And so you can get a pretty sweet setup truck for $500, brushless, a lot of the upgrades, good servo and all that, and you're ready to go. So I like what they did there. It was a bold move, and I think it's going to pay off for them. So, so now they released the Kaiju, which was not too long ago, 6S Beast. We've been seeing that thing ripping. And now the Wendigo. Yes, its name is reminiscent of the Wraith. Its stylings are kind of reminiscent of some other things. But let's talk about the Wraith, the name, shall we? Because there's something interesting about this, I think. You guys may or may not agree. So, the name of the Wraith. What is a Wraith? That's what we should look at. Well, according to the dictionary on Google, a Wraith is a ghost or ghost-like image of someone, especially one seen shortly before or after death, like an apparition or a spirit or a phantom, a manifestation. So there's that, and then there's like something that's even creepier and bigger than that, which is the Wendigo. And this is a mythical man-eating creature or evil spirit from the folklore of the First Nations Algonquian tribes in the northern forests of Nova Scotia. This comes from you, Canadians. We blame you for this one. Oh, yeah. But, so here's what we want to talk about. So this naming thing and, oh, they're copying, yada, yada, yada. Well, I don't know about that. We may have to talk about that because who do we have in charge of Redcat right now? Oh, look at this guy. Jeff Johns, the co-founder of Axial. Huh, interesting. So, from the mind of one man, and also from the mind of one man. The same man. So are we really copying you guys, huh? Or does this guy just have a vision for these things? Let's see. So yeah, here's a bigger picture of him. And then this is him in an interview back in the day with Big Squid talking about the AX10, the RX10. That's back in 2011, something like that. When was this? I don't know. Who cares? Doesn't really matter when it was, but found this over on the Big Squid. So, Jeff Johns was in charge, or one of the founders of Axial, and now he's at Redcat, right? So, him taking these ideas and bringing them to Redcat, do you think that is that far-fetched? You know, I don't know what the terms was of him leaving or any of that, but, you know, I have a feeling that he liked a certain product, and, you know, maybe it's a coincidence, but since he left Axial several years ago, well, when was this article posted? 2018, and that was in December. But really, like, the whole 2.2 class, the Wraith and all of that has just been kind of going like this. Not even a big explosion because, like, there's nobody there to hear it because there's nobody really using them anymore. Yeah, so I'm hopeful that this is going to, you know, re-energize a stagnant class of the 2.2 because the Wraith is a really cool truck, and it's been a really cool truck for a long time. So I want you guys to tell me what you think. What are your thoughts on all of this? And maybe you've been talking already. I've kind of been doing a monologue here. Oh, Kevin Talbot's in the house. How's it going, Kevin? Steve O.D., Kevin Gibbs, Big Mac RC. The Tank RC is finally jumped in here with us. But I'm not actually wanting to talk about the Wendigo tonight, guys. Oh, no. I don't want to talk about the Wendigo. I want to talk about monster trucks. JT is in the house. Trail Critter RC. Daniel McMaster. Lots of y'all are in here. Bumping up to about 80 people. Cool. Only 16 likes, though. You guys have your broken like thumb, I think. Here, get this. So, yeah. While I was digging around, you know, if you want stats, I mean, Harley gave some really awesome stats in his Scale News update. That's one problem about moving to Tuesday nights is I feel like I'm copying everything that Harley's doing in the morning. So I'll be careful. If you want the real specs, go there. Get out of here. We don't need you around here for specs. We're here for conspiracies, and that's what I want to talk about. And that's what we're going to get into here. We're going to hit the comments for 1 second, guys. See what y'all are saying, because I am not keeping up. So first off, how many people do the hands up? Oh my goodness, Raminator's going to the skate park soon at Kevin Talbot. We're waiting. We'll be waiting. I might not go to sleep until I see it. By a show of hands, how many people want to get the Wendigo? Or maybe we'll do thumbs up, thumbs down in the chats, guys. Let me know. Let me see them. People are asking JMRC, so what did you break today, Kevin? All right, there's too much here to go back all the way. The Canadians are taking credit. Look at them all in the house. They all came about when I mentioned that, eh? For sure. Hey, I'm from Michigan. I know how you guys talk. Honey Walnut RC says monster trucks suck. He's got the Pinocchio nose. Trax RC loves the Harley vids. All right. Got a couple. Oh, RC Basher Boy, thumbs down. He seems to be like the one in the crowd. He's surrounded by a bunch of thumbs up. I actually, guys, I'm thumbs up in this one. Oh, Honey Walnut's down. Chris Watson's down. Big Mac RC is kind of like sideways. He's not sure. Steve OD would rather pay $10 more for the kaiju. And so I get that if you're a basher. That was the funny thing that that Harley asked is like, you've got those people that want to go slow and those people that want to go fast, even with a crawler. And this is really about kind of getting through the track a little bit faster. And so this thing goes on 2S. I think they said it was 16 miles per hour on 2S. And then I heard up to like 26 on 3S. I don't know where I heard that. I don't remember. Could be fake news, guys. But that's what you get when you come here. Fake news and unpreparedness. All right. Yeah, so Redcat hires Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns, I think, is a smart guy. Wendigo, Wraith, cool names, cool imagery around them. And so we've got a lot of thumbs up, a lot of thumbs down. Gus's Customs says he already pre-ordered it. Gucci Skunk says, hope Redcat is pulling an Arma move. What's the Arma move? Tank says, the Wraith is a good truck, had some bad geometry. The RR-10 bomber fixed a lot of that. I know that a lot of people like that as well. But the bomber didn't get, it seems like there was already that decline on the 2.2 class. And that's why I'm hoping that it's going up again. This might maybe kind of rejuvenate that. Now, what I didn't pull up here, and I should do it now, is the National Rock Racing. I did post this over on the Conspiracies. And the NRRA is the National Rock Racing Association. And wouldn't you know it, one of the sponsors of that is now Redcat. Now, I kind of thought Team Hot 6 Racing is also a sponsor, and they do like the Voodoo tires. So I thought this was going to get Voodoo tires. So I was a little bit shocked when it came out with the IROX Swampers, Interco or whatever. But Redcat, so they're sponsoring all these races, and in all of these races, they're also doing RC races, and then they have a big finale in October. So along with the 1.1 racing, they're doing parts, but I haven't yet. So that is something that they're doing, which is cool and it's interesting. And Robert Hip, thank you for the super chat. Every little bit helps. If you listen to the last podcast, we talk about that. And actually, we talk about Kevin's rant that he had in his community tab. And I think it's a good thing. And yeah, this is what I want to talk about, though. This thing has not had an update in a while, but I think it's coming. Because we see you, Redcat. Jeff Johns, what did you do with your Wraith? You repurposed those axles. And those, but I'm going to I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I would bet that they're going to have one of these coming out. I think that this is like a predecessor truck. It's a good market. You know, they'll sell these trucks. I'm going to buy one. And I might actually convert it to a monster truck before they even do. I don't know how quickly they're going to come out with this. There's just one thing that would have to be done, and that's kind of getting a piece from the rear axle in order to do forelinks on it, which wouldn't be that hard. We'll take a look at the axle setup that they've got here, because this is everybody else saw the Wendigo, and I saw the axles. And I put it over on the Sam group, and I don't think everybody kind of wrote it off really quick. I think I'm kind of a joke over there anyway. Everybody's like, that Tony guy, he's got bad ideas. But this truck has been around since 2008 or something. We talked about this. It's been around it's like 13 years or something like that has been around. 2007, 2008. It is long overdue, but yet they've kept it going this long because I'm guessing because it sells. And that's an interesting thing. You know, And so why not update it? Because the one thing it has is terrible axles. The axles are so terrible that Freestyle RC makes this huge brace that you put underneath them. I don't mind if they keep it somewhat trick, So here's what we want. Ground Pounder 2. I'm guessing it's going to be announced. And so I'm seeing this, but they'll have to trade in that 3-link for a 4-link because, well, for scale reasons. And for the love of all that is bad to the bone about monster trucks, please make it have sway bars in the front and the rear. I'm looking at you, Axial. I'm looking at you. You lost scale points when you did not put sway bars on the front of that new SMT10. That's not new, but it's just got new parts in it. But it's not a version 2. Still the same one that's newer. Hey, thank you, Kevin Gibbs, Chris Watson. You guys are all right. Super chats. Wow, these are the first times ever that we've done a live chat and got them. You guys rock. We'll put that toward paying for the podcast costs of operating. Jeff Johns and Axial repurposed the AR60 axles. They ditched the lockers, which is one of the things that I'm getting beef about. I don't know why we're looking at the wrong part of the truck. So they ditched the axles in the AR60, not the axles, the differentials in the AR60 that were locked, and they put in diffs. Man, I just totally slaughtered that whole thing. This is a second rewind, guys. We're starting over. Get the music. Cue the music, please. I can't do this tonight. I just can't. All right, so they got rid of the locker and they put in diffs, open diff for the SMT10 axles, which if you try to buy the AR60 ones on eBay, it's kind of a pain in the butt. You got to convert it to the open diff. But I think that there's enough room in these axles. Everyone's saying, oh, well, it's a spool in there. You'll never be able to do a monster truck with it. And I'm like, well, they had a spool or a locker in the AR60s too. What's the difference? One difference I'm seeing, though, is the diff covers on the front. Not sure I love that. The one thing about the AR60s is it's so easy to get in there and work on them. But these look like pretty beefy axles to me. But you can see here they've got only one mount on the front axle, which would be an easy change because it looks like this plate is removable. Maybe not. It's hard to tell from this picture. But if not, you just get 2 rears. So one of the things that they did, because remember, guys, on the Gen 8, didn't they remove these, like the C-hubs here, and make it so that it was part of the axle? Now here, it's not. So what I'm thinking is that they'll be able to repurpose parts and put these knuckles on the rear brace and make that a steering axle. You guys with me? Are you following? And do you think that this is going to happen? That's another question. Foundry RC, how's it going? Happy Tuesday. Robert Hip, thank you. Saw your comment as well on the podcast. Thanks, man. Voodoo, RC Voodoo's in the house. Kevin Gibbs saying he likes the front axle design. I'm really excited about a lot of things coming out right now. Like I can't wait for that DR10 to come out from Team Associated. Really want to get that dragster. And would you believe it, guys? Talk about conspiracies. I've sold 2 RC cars in under a week. One Sunday and one Wednesday. I've never done that before. It's nuts. So it looks like they've made these interchangeable, which I think they removed and kind of frustrated a few people with the Gen 8, that they kind of did a delete on that, on the axle, if I'm right. Am I right? When they did like a V2. But yeah, it looks like they're making this so they can do multiple things with it, right? I'm thinking so. Super chat is crazy tonight. Steve O.D. from the 313. Thank you, brother. So, back to my theory. I think that these are going to be part of something like this. It's not going to look as stupid as a Photoshopped cutout body with a Photoshop brush 2 put on it. It's pretty epic if you do ask me, though. That's some fine work. Fine work for the conspiracies. Look at the Wendigo in the back. It's like already playing second fiddle to the new hotness that is the Ground Pounder 2 by Redcat Racing, but not really. Trash Can Ninja. So why was the DR10 pushed back? I don't know. I don't know why it was pushed back. Let's go back here to the chat. Robert hit Redcat tearing it up lately. I'd agree. RC Voodoo says he likes the axles. The rest is eh. I like that they did a divorced transfer case. I think it'll help with the weighting and the balance of it, like they're saying they're trying to do. I think that's going to pay off. I don't know about the rest of it. I will, though, because I'm planning to get one. But Redcat, this guy right here that I'm showing you right now, go ahead and put me down for one of these. Thanks. You put me on the waiting list. I want to get one of the first ones that come off the line. You can put my name on it. Even without a price on it yet. I know you'll do me good. You do us pretty good on pricing, so I'm not afraid of it. If you make it an Axe edition, but not with an Axe motor in it, maybe a Hobby Wing, metal gears. The other thing is HD ring and pinion gears on these. Keep them tough. Hating having to upgrade to go to brushless. But what do we got in here? So everyone's talking about what's inside. Let's look at it. Divorce transfer case, Mod 1 gears. It's going to be a noisy truck. It's got a gear ratio of 1.92 to 1. 2513. Chassis design here, you see it with the battery tray mounted over the transfer case links. I mean, a lot of it looks standard. Servo is chassis mounted. That you may want to change as well for monster trucks. I don't know. They're big wheels that have to be moving on those things, so that's where you want those HD gears as well. They got the licensed wheels and tires by, Interco. I got that right. Raceline wheels. Thought for sure it was going to be Voodoo by T-Mot 6. Was wrong. Aluminum shocks. There's nothing I'm seeing not to love about what's underneath. I like the links that they chose. Round instead of like the squared trailing arm type things. Or I don't know. They're not square, but the shape of them. Chris Watson's asking, did I ever use the program card that he sent? Yes, man. Hobby Wing. Used it a couple times on a couple trucks. I've got several Hobby Wing motors. I actually want to try it on the, see if it works, if the ESC works on the team associated with it or not. I don't know that has a port for it on that one. I haven't looked closely at that ESC. They got great 32 degrees, 47 degrees. Looks like they've got pretty decent steering they're going to have with it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the width of this is the other good thing about it, because I pulled up on here. The Wraith is 280 millimeters wide, outside of wheel to outside of wheel. The Wendigo is 309. So that's like 29. I almost said 30, but 29 millimeters wider. And the Axial SMT with the wider tires. And it all depends on offset of rims and stuff like that too. But that's 335 millimeter wide. So there's potential for sure. Chris Watson, the Sen Reaper punch is turned up. I have not had it out yet because it's so muddy here. And that's not a truck I really want to get wet, because it has The chassis plates are carbon fiber, and I don't know if they're sealed or not, so I'm trying not to run that one in the drink. Wheelbase, I didn't check that to anything else, but you can see the width here. And I mean, I like the look of it. I don't know that it doesn't say Wendigo to me, the graphics and all that. I think the logo does, but it seems kind of out of place when you stick that logo next to this truck. It's interesting design choice there. It does look kind of like claw marks, I guess, coming down the side, but then it's like goes into like an 8-bit arcade game blew up and threw up its black and white television 8-bit parts all over the back end. So it's also not censored, which is I don't know. I'm guessing you're not going to do a whole lot of crawling with this. And it seems to have some torque twist. It's hard to tell from the video, which is right here. Lucky us. We'll watch a little bit of it. Go ahead and mute this. Don't have any rights to the music. They didn't really seem to, and the slow motion's tough. They're trying to make it look good, so we don't really know how fast they're taking it. But it doesn't seem to like really fly in this video what I would think it would with the system it has in it. It's clean. You know, it's got sway bars in the rear to try and help with some of the torque twist. Again, everything's in slow motion, and so it's kind of hard to know how it's running. It looks pretty, but I really want to see it like under hard power off of a start to see what kind of twist we get. J.D. Pastel says Redcat is filming at BSRC's favorite location. Robert Hip seems more like wolf or coyote would have fit the name better. It's really warm here today in Virginia, and our AC's not on. I'm sweating right now. TraxRC says with some modification, he thinks it could be a decent crawler. I agree. Trillcrit RC says they kind of have a running video. Yeah, we're looking at that. Drive shafts look all right for the type of punch that they're wanting to put it under. Yeah, see those axles? That does look removable to me, that top piece. So you could do that 4-link on it, it looks like. However, it would make it hard to do an on-axle steering with that, where that 4-link mounts, it looks like. It mounts so high in that axle. So that would get interesting. It mounts really high on there. Axial tuck theirs in behind. I think. I'll have to look at that. But anyway, my hope is, and a lot of people know that we've been hoping, and a lot of people have been hoping with me for something like this as a monster truck. And we can keep hoping. I think we're getting closer. And I have been told by people before this, you remember we've been talking about it. I was asking where they're at. Where's Redcat Ben? And then we had a tease from somebody that a Axe type edition of Ground Pounder was going to come, and with better servos, better gearing, all of that, you know, super monster truck. So waiting to see if that's still going to be the case. I think that this puts us a step closer, and so I have hope. Let's hit the chat again, you guys. I see it like ticking as I'm talking and looking. Damien says he heard the DR10 got pushed back because of the coronavirus and suppliers being shut down in China for cleaning. And I think a lot of ports aren't wanting stuff to come in either anyway. Honey Walnut says it's basically a Gen 8 with different axles. RC Voodoo says he doesn't like the chassis mounted servo. Gus's Custom says it looks like the link mounts are part of the axle brace, so you can or could change it and make it 4-link pretty easy. Yeah, I would hope that maybe they do something else with that top piece and somehow move them down lower. I don't know how they do that, though. Peter RC Batcher says the new virus is making parts hard to get. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's on back order. I went on to get the 23-tooth Creighton pinion link for somebody because they were asking what I used in mine. I'm like, well, they've got the Armo one out now. I'll give you that one. And it turns out, no, it's not out now. It's back ordered again. And so it's going to be a little while, I think. Troy's Hobby says, what about the sway bars? Tank RC Ground Pounder 2 will never happen. Ground Pounder is a rebranded Asian truck. That said, I see them selling the Wendigo axles as a kit like they did with the Gen 8. I think you're wrong, Tank. Even though it was a Chinese brand, I think it did so well here. And monster trucks are so popular here. I think that it may not be a ground pounder, but I think that there will be some kind of a solid axle monster truck coming from this. Again, the ties to Jeff Johns Axial, what they've done with the stuff, they've already got kind of people that have been and come from being ground pounder people that run them, and they'd want to see what the new thing is. And I think that there's a built-in market there. So, do I have the SMT-10 Gravedigger? Insane Dog 99 asks. Yes, lots of them. But I actually sold. Those are the two vehicles I sold. One of them I had that was just, I'd gotten two of them when they came out, and the kit. And I didn't mean to get two, so I sold the one that was still in the box. Well, somebody just out of the blue messaged me yesterday saying, hey, do you have an SMT-10 you would sell? And I said, well, who's it for? And I know the guy, and he said it was for him. And so I was willing to sell one of them because I know, like, if you go to Horizon Hobby, they're sold out or on back order again. And so I have 3 of them still, plus the kit. So I could part with it. I'll probably be getting another one of them. I'll probably get the kit again. So we'll see. I don't know. I did just pick up a new Gravedigger body from somebody. Kind of like a custom look. I'm trying to play catch up here in the chat. Let's RC community ask Redcat to make one. 5th scale Wendigo would be awesome, says JD Passel. Put a HH motor in it. Nice crawler. Yeah, Holmes Hobby. Tank says someone will have to do a mod to put the servo on the axles. It looks like it. I mean, if they can make it work good enough from up there, it might be all right. It really depends if they're going to get the steer for those big tires. Honey Walnut says, I still cannot believe Losi or Traxxas haven't done a solid axle monster truck thing. Why do you say that, Honey Walnut? I mean, if it's Horizon Hobby, they've got, Axial has one already. They did discontinue the 5th scale monster truck. Kevin Gibbs, Big Mac RC, everything is shut down for sure, whole cities. Robert Hitt thinks that there would be, he definitely agrees that there would be a market for the Ground Pounder 2.0. Daniel McMaster says, Losi seems focused on large scale and racing. We race our monster trucks. Maybe they'd make it one that's like a race performance ready. That'd be pretty cool. KRC 2.0, thank you for a good job. He's checking out, man. 4 o'clock in Paris. Wow. Dedication, man. Thanks for tuning in. Joseph Chanot says if they released a new ground pounder, he would buy one or two. I'm in the same boat. In fact, I'm already on the top of the waiting list. You heard it. Fog City, how's it going? Honey Walnut says, oh, he thinks they would sell if Losi or Traxxas came out with them. People forget how tough the Losis are. And so people say they're only racers, but they're not only full-on racers, because now you've got that tenacity lineup, and those things are wicked. That new TT looks awesome, the trophy truck one. And then the Baja Rays looks stupid tough, too. That new Mint 400, they just got that at our Hobby Town, and I haven't gone in to look at it yet, but the pictures look amazing. Peter R.C. Batcher says, I remember Losi brought someone that drives monster trucks, and it was on their story. Huh. Was that recently? Axle servo mount will probably be one on Shapeways in about a week after someone with a 3D printer gets one. Right. Like, you could literally take these and stick them under any of the current trucks pretty much right now, it seems like, based on the way that they're built. It's 10:12 in Eastern Canada, Tank says. Ugh, should be in bed then, man. So Peter says he thinks it was Son of a Digger, Ryan Anderson. I know that they hang out with Horizon. Maybe they stopped in and said hello to the people at Losi. Steve-O says he wants the new Losi TT. Yeah, you and me both, man. Peter R.C. Basher says his Baja Ray is insane. Chris Watson has one, says it's great. I had somebody send me a video of one running on 2S, and it was still looking fast. Damien says Traxxas sells because their marketing is hard to beat. Really good marketing. But let's talk about marketing, too. Peter R.C. Basher says they could probably use the Rock Ray axles and make a monster trucks. Interesting thought. So speaking of marketing, the other thing that we were going to talk about today is the new HPI Racing E10 Drift. Now, I think the E10 Drift car has been out, but they've got a new body with the Fail crew. It's a Russian drift crew here. And so it's a fan favorite drift platform. It's basically a four-wheel drive drift platform. And so, yeah, it looks pretty cool. And they also are coming out with a 1/18th scale micro version. The Tank says, I wish they would make a ground pounder 2.0. New LST, please. 1/10th scale to compete with the Granite. And so, yeah, HPI's got this. I'm not even going to attempt. Yeah, I'm going to actually attempt to pronounce his name. HPI Racing welcomes Arkady Seragretsev. I think I got it. Nailed it. So it's got hard compound slick drift tires. Really cool. We're Fail Crew. I mean, the logo's sick. The name is sick. That plug is garbage. To me, a plug. Who even makes that anymore? If the makers would just stop making it, then we wouldn't see it ever again, and that'd be amazing. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Let's take a look at the micro, because it's kind of an interesting look. Again, Fail Crew. I like this one with the green. So these run $199 and $149 respectively. Everything you need to run it is in the box, including the batteries. You can literally just get it and run it. 18 scale micro drift. And what's cool and interesting about this one, and this is Max Tvardovsky, and he's apparently a very, very small man that drives 1/18 scale vehicles. No, not really. Not making fun of people's heights or size. A bad joke. Didn't work. But anyway, this drivetrain is a belt drive. So motor here in the rear, spins the tires, belt drives up and across here, spins the gear in the front, powers it all. Water resistant servo, coilover shocks. Look at that servo in there. It looks huge. It looks like a full-size servo stuck into an 18 scale truck or car. They didn't even put screws in this side of it. It's like, we don't even need it. It's boxed in there so tight. It's like a glove. 2.4 gigahertz radio. This has a better plug on it than the 1/10 scale. I'd rather have this. Not really. But here's showing you where the belt drive is. I've got this little cover up front here. You can see it on this one as well, where it comes in. Interesting setup. I like it. $149. I kind of want to see it drift though before I fork out on something like that. Got lots of hop ups. What do you guys think? Oh, what I wanted to talk about though is the design. Their design elements are sick. When you look at like their app and stuff that they've got for all this. Where's the picture of it? Scrolling. Well, anyway, all of this even, their site is just great looking. The colors, design work, background, all of it. I love the way that HPI presents things. And I don't know what language I'm in. It's not English. Chinese. Somehow I wound up on that Chinese site. But yeah, I dig and have always dug the box art for HPI Racing, graphics, all of that. Really cool. Now they just need to get the trucks to get behind it that they're making look cool, that are cool to run. So, chat time. Kind of round it out here. If you guys have any questions, anything that you want to talk about, or I didn't mention about all the great specs and stuff that I talked about with the Redcat Wendigo, now's your time to speak. CCxRC, how is the micro crawling course coming along? It's right there. You can't see it because the lights aren't on. But it's going to be right on that wall. Studio's over in front here. Across from that is the... I didn't really leave a whole lot of room for stuff like that, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do now to change that up. But I need to put some greenery on there. I need to put some, branches, logs, that kind of stuff on there, and it's going to be really sick. TX Hitter, do more videos on the Arma Creighton Forest. Going to be doing that. It's sitting right here. It needs to have a whole new slipper assembly put in it. We were doing like a demo video on how to do something to it, how to lock it. And the guy that was doing it cranked it, heard a pop noise, and from then on it wouldn't tighten. I bought like a new screw kit and all that, and I just cannot get it to tighten down. I just said, forget it. I'm just getting a new assembly. I want to get out there and run it. One of my favorite trucks to run. Needs to be ready by next weekend when we race again. So you'll be seeing more of it. Green Frog RC is in the house. Phantom's guest guitar channel, Epic RC Videos, Jack Man is in the house. This Thursday, guys, don't want to miss it. Tank RC is throwing a birthday party online for Brad Kalman. Friday night, we have Steve O.D. in the 313. And then again, Monday night, you have 11 Charlie RC doing his live streams. Chris Watson says the course came out great. I can't wait to show you guys. We had some total Peter RC Bachelor red Loctite the slipper. Dude, we would red Loctite it, but it wouldn't have actually tightened anyway, so it'd be slipping. It's kind of crazy. Whatever was wrong with it really messed it up. So yeah, I just said screw it. I don't know what it is that's broken in it. I should probably send it to them and ask them to take a look at it. Chris Watson says, course came out great. Yeah, I'm going to have some video on it, like a part 1, and then part 2 will be when I decorate it, I think. So I'll do an wrap up showing it in place, what it looks like, running it, and then talk about the plans for it going forward. Then I'll video that. My GoPro, my lovely, trusty GoPro, that's not in this. It's right here. It stopped recording my time lapse. I was actually on with Tank. He was doing a live thing, or we were talking on Facebook Messenger or something, video chat, and I was recording, and I worked for like an hour and a half on it, and it recorded like the first 3 minutes of what I did. So it's like a 7-second time lapse of nothing happening. Lame. And yeah. It freaked out. Something else happened with it that I was recording that it didn't record. One of the bashes with the Team Associated Rival MT10. This was going to be my main camera for that whole video that I showed you guys bashing and broke it. And that's why that whole entry, the very beginning of it's not really, the car's not really in, is because I was watching this one, making sure it was in. And then I was doing slow motion on my iPhone at the same time, in case I wanted to cut to it for slow motion. But this was the main cam. It totally blew it. For the wide stuff, everything was in both cameras, but the close-ups, I was looking to this one. Anyway, I'm not a GoPro fan. Got the parts in the mail to fix the MT10. Haven't had time. TX Hitter, would you say RPM arms are good on the Kraton 4S? It's the only way I would go. I would buy the car and buy the arms at the same time and just put them on before you even drive it. That's how much I like them, and you'll have just such a great experience on your first drive with it that way. Oh, man, lots of stuff blew by when I wasn't looking. Granite BLX or Rival MT10, Michael Plummer. I broke the same arm on both of them on the first run. They're pretty equal matched. Comes down to what you like the look of, and the handling of. If the main thing I'm wondering is if the shocks on the Rival are going to leak or not. Because if they don't, I would say the Rival MT10. If they're equal, but no leaking shocks on one, yeah, I would choose that one. But the great thing about the Arma lineup is parts are everywhere, and they're so easy to work on. COD is buying food. Uh-oh, bacon. So, Phantom's guest said that he sent me a hangout message. I just saw it, man. I think I responded to you tonight, and I missed it. It was like 3 days ago or something. Lots of the normal guys. I said almost said local. The regulars are here. We're at Cheers tonight, you guys. Everybody knows everybody. Damien says he loves his Granite. Can't go wrong with the Granite, man. That's probably my favorite RC basher of last year. It's tough to say. I was saying under 500, but I like the Kraton 4S so much. If that hadn't come out, the Granite was my top one. I really love the 4S Kraton all the way around. Just the way that handles. Amazing, amazing car. But for $300 or less, that Granite was, that was the top one for me last year. This Rival is a pretty good rival for it, I would say. They're both winners in my mind at the price that they're at. Chris Watson says he chose the Helion Avenge over his 3S Granite. There you go. Best aluminum shocks for the Arma Sentin 3S. That's a good question. I don't have an answer for that. How's it going, 11 Charlie RC? Yeah, Jack says the usual suspects. All right. So what I'm going to do, guys, is we're going to wrap it up here for the podcast, people. Thank you for tuning in to another RC Conspiracies here on the podcast. And we will catch you guys next week. Another great conspiracy I'm hoping is going to pop its ugly head up here so we can whack-a-mole it and get to it. But I'm going to stay here in the video chat and talk to people in the questions here on the online one. So if you want a little bit more, you can watch it on YouTube for whatever's going on there. Anyway, catch you guys next time. All right, so the recording there is done. Steve-O's heading out, man. We'll see ya. I know, I have to look at the size of them because, what do I have? I've got some shocks that I've been putting on a few things here. I put them on my Slash, and they've been pretty good. So let's see, what are they? Oh, the alloy greatness. Oh yeah, the Atomic RC. They have a lot of shocks and stuff. So I just needed to measure the shocks on them, but they've got a ton of shock setups that you can get. And they do it by brand, which is kind of weird. I think they should do the shocks by length. But they've got a lot of different lengths and stuff for shocks. But you probably could use the Slash shocks on the Sentin. All right. Yeah, all RC love from Kurt. RC Basher Boys out. We'll see ya. Oh no, he's saying later to Steve-O. Yeah, you guys. I kind of addressed some of the YouTube questions, comments that people give us over on Facebook, other places where people kind of, do a lot of commenting. And somebody had asked over on the RC Army about how do RCers or YouTube RCers get all of the newest RCs that come out. Basically trying to imply that we're sent all of them for free, I think. So it's one of those things that I kind of got into on the podcast, and mentioned Kevin's little rant about it as well. Trail Critter, I did trick you. I just wanted to end for people that aren't sitting here watching, and I don't think the comment stuff is maybe that interesting on the audio podcast. I thought it would seem like a good wrap point because I'm taking time to read them, and so without the visuals of the chat showing up on the audio podcast, I thought it was a good time to quit. But Peter RC Basher says he used them on his Creighton Forest for a spare. The Atomic Shocks, Brandon Timlin, I found them to be okay. I actually had them on the rock bouncers I've been building it. One of them leaked for some reason. I think I probably didn't get the bladder on right. Bleeding them out was a little bit of a learning curve. But for me, I don't do a whole lot of shocks. I hate shocks. My buddy Josh was over here, the one that broke my Creighton, and he was showing me how quickly he could do shocks. And he did 4 of them super quick and had them dialed in perfectly. And I'm like, what the... I slaved over him for the rock bouncer for an hour, and had one of them leak on me. I totally messed it up. With how popular the Arma roller was, maybe we'll get another roller or kit. Same goes for other companies. It would be awesome. Foundry RC says, don't we wish? Oh, Sticky's RC, I wish they would send me free RCs. Don't we wish? Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to spending a lot of money. And I don't recommend it necessarily. I wouldn't go like super in debt over it. So for me, December was a decent month on YouTube. And, somebody posted Social Blade. Here, we can look. It's free for everybody to look, but here, we'll look at mine while we're all here. I don't have anything to hide. Now, in the terms and conditions of YouTube, we're not supposed to disclose like exact numbers or whatever, anything like that. So somebody pointed this out the other day, and I went and looked, and I get a B minus. Feels like high school again. The crap, getting graded. My term paper. You can see everything I've been looking at on eBay. That's cool. I did buy this. STRC drag racing wheelie bar. I did buy this. This is a Losi 5T Gravedigger body. You can see they sell it right here, $225, which is a killer deal, airbrushed. Okay, these are for the Axial 124 scale. These are weights. I did buy those. I did not buy. Oh, I did buy this. This is a servo reverser. I've been looking at these bodies right here because I didn't want to paint them. But he does this J Concept Chevy Stepside, which I really wanted, but I didn't want to have to try to paint it and do all the detail work and all of that. But I'm thinking, here's the colors he'll do. I'm thinking black with green flames. Be sick. But now I'm not on the page I was looking at for Social Blade. Oh, here we go. All right. Social Blade is weird because it will say made 300 to 3,000 this month. Right. So let me go back up to the questions here, because it looks like I missed quite a bit. Hot racing has a bad rep. The shocks are better. I like hot racing stuff. I buy tons of hot racing stuff. I got their transmissions in my SMT10s. They're amazing. All metal gear, metal transmission. Got it in my SCX10 as well. Great stuff. Damien, the hobby isn't cheap, but it's worth it. RC Basher Boy, here's a question, Tony. Will your new Kyosho Outlaw Rampage Pro kit right here make its debut on your debut? Yes, it'll make a debut right now. It is falling apart because it's not put together, but the paint is all chipping off it. So whatever happened with the painting went wrong. But the truck itself is in beautiful condition. It's got all the screws and stuff in here because the ESC is, or the receiver box is opened up on it. But yeah, that thing has the Team Associated Reedy motor in it, like the rival MT10. Came with that, came with the EcoPower servo. So got it in a trade. Peter R.C. Basher, what's your opinion on putting my forest system in his Creighton, his forest system from his Creighton into his Granite 3S and making it insane? You could do that. Your diffs will probably not love it, and your slipper may not love it either, because the 4S has a upgrade there. We're going to get to the Social Blade in a second. Chris Watson says he likes hot racing too. They make some good stuff. There's certain things I don't get. RC Basher Boy, I'll probably get an F on here. I think I just answered Peter RC Basher's question. If not, just copy it and paste it again. Hey, RC Propaganda. Trying to keep up with him. SMT 10 shocks are leaking. Look for upgrades. Proline Big Bore for the SMT 10 would be great. A lot of people use those. All right, so my Social Blade. Let's zoom in here. So I'm 369,206th in the rank. 465,706th in subscriber rank. There's a lot of people with big channels. So estimated earthly earnings, monthly earnings are $74 to 1.2K. I would say somewhere just below half of this is more accurate monthly. Maybe a little above a fourth. Anyway, not that. And this, I don't know. I actually haven't. I could look at the W9. I haven't done that yet. But you can see subscriber growth has been up weekly, 300, 200, 200. Now they've, because YouTube now doesn't share exact numbers, these are rounded. So that's why they're also perfectly even now. So they used to be like 71, 80, 58, very specific numbers. Now they just round based on what it's showing on the main page, which is rounded. So, yeah. Views. So that's the kind of stuff it shows. Subscribers, how many video views you get in a day. So 8,619 new views on the 19th. So yesterday had 8,000. The day before that, 13,700 views. So there's cool stats on here. I never come here. But yeah, subscriber gains really kind of ramped up in December, January. And then it shows like similar channels, I guess. Oh, it's a lot. I was stuck somewhere and did a lot more questions since then. Dan McMaster says his steel spur gear on his Sentinel 3S. When I bought the Sentinel or the 3S version of that slipper assembly, because I went to Jenny's RC to buy one, so I bought that, and it's a plastic setup compared to the 4S one that I had. So I have one. It was like $30. Wasted money. Should have just went and paid full price for the other one, but it was expensive. It's like $80 or something. So I tried the other, and it was a no-go. Yosho hit a chord with that truck. It's on back order. It's awesome. I really like it. Oh, the hot racing flag mount on the SMT10 works great, except the battery door hits it all the time. It's kind of annoying, but the way it mounts, it's awesome. Trying to read through some of these. Oops, hit the wrong button. 20, if I were to drop my crate and tranny in my granite, it should work. Yes. It should work. Daniel McMaster, can I donate? There is donation button on, if you went to the homepage of CCxRC. I mean, you can do it through Super Chat, but YouTube takes a cut of all of that. But there is on the main bar up there, actually. Oh, maybe I don't have it anymore. There used to be a button where you could give a PayPal button. Yeah, there's a PayPal button right there that goes to a support CCxRC 2019. So that is a way. I don't push it. I don't ever try to ask for money, but people that want to send or whatever, that's just a place I can point them to. But I don't usually make an ask. If anything, I say get a t-shirt just because I think it's cool and people are wearing other people's t-shirts. So I just ordered an 11 Charlie one the other day, saw it pop up. Although 11 Charlie, Javier, we need to talk. White shirts and me, man, we don't get along with my wings or my burgers or my hot dogs or anything that could fall onto my clothing does. And so it destroys my white shirts. I got one anyway. But yeah, Tank RC got a C+. Ah, you're right there, man. It's not bad. How's it going, Earl? Welcome, man. RC Propaganda loves the online beggars. I don't mind it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking. People don't have to give. Daniel McMaster, you could do a Patreon. I did that. Nobody did it. And so putting specialized content there was kind of extra work for a few dollars a month. And, you know, I tried to keep everything low because I wasn't trying. I was just saying, like, hey, you know, if we all just chip in $1, you know, if you have enough people, that a dollar from a lot of people adds up. But it didn't work, and it was becoming more work for me to try and do something that was special to them when it wasn't really generating. I could revisit it, but I actually have a friend here in Virginia Beach that does drone stuff, and we'd had lunch and talked about YouTube. And he was just starting, really funny guy, Michael Rollins, and he's doing a killer channel now. He's grown, I think he's at like 6,800 subscribers now. So his like trajectory has gone straight upward. And what's cool about it is he's doing these interviews with people, big people in the hobby, the guys that are racing Drone Racing League, all that. He's doing these cool interviews. He's breaking them into segments. But then what he's doing is he's offering the audio podcast of those interviews on Patreon only. So if you just want to listen to it as a podcast, you can go there instead of having to do it through YouTube, which is a plus. I'm already offering that though with RC Conspiracies. I already paid the $100-some or whatever for the hosting for it through Podbean, and I did it for while my battery's charged as well. Another $100 for a year, so it's $200 that I'm paying for podcast hosting because I hit the limit of uploads on it. So. Or storage that they would do for free. So yeah. Yeah, there's that button. So his is Michael Rollins. Why am I searching there? I'll show you guys his stuff while I'm here. And if you're into drones and stuff, totally worth checking out. Really good family guys. 6.27K. Had an interview with Steve Petrato of Horizon Hobby after all that stuff went down with the FAA. One of the funniest ones he did was a call-out one here. I'm trying to find it. I would recommend just going back. If you know anything about the faces and the people involved with drones, Mr. Steele got jalapenos on his junk with Chad Nowak. There's some really funny ones. This guy was doing some of the funniest stuff even back in the day on Facebook and the groups I was in. But he did one that was clickbait, but it was really, really funny. There's Bruce Simpson, that guy. You see him everywhere on planes and drones. I must have missed it. It wasn't this far. Anyway, it was basically... He was going to do a video series where he'd have on two people. It was all a joke, but it's just a way for him to pit people that have like a beef with each other in a video and or talk about it and make people laugh. Anyway, it was brilliant stuff, hilarious, and major props to him for doing awesome with his channel right now. Gonna hit the chat again. Chris says he hasn't put much stuff on his channel yet. 11 Charlie, hooah. CCxRC, what did you list your channel under on autos? Or his is listed under autos. I think mine is under people and blogs. Proline seems overpriced, but I don't own their stuff, except their truck kit seems reasonable price and is nice. I found the Proline bodies, the one I just bought for the dragster, was less than the J Concepts one was. So I think they're pretty close, but tires are close. I don't know what particular thing you're talking about being overpriced for Proline. I think they all kind of are in the same realm. RC NorCal says he's registered independent, so we got to vote for nothing. The Proline Basher is supposed to be pretty good. Everyone tells me I need to get the Techno MT410 or whatever that thing is. Going through the comments. Damien says you guys in the U.S. are lucky. Having things shipped to Canada can be expensive. Yeah. Daniel McMaster, do you think the Kaiju is much better value quality than the Arma 4S? You guys are going to have to answer that. I've never seen the Kaiju. CCxRC says the Techno is a really good kit. High quality. Everyone I've seen him just can beat it up and nothing happens. Fog City, I got your message about the stickers. I haven't been to the post office yet, and I actually need to go because I have to mail something to Canada, stickers, and I don't know what the post on that is. So whenever I do international stickers, I always warn them it's going to take a little bit longer. And actually have your stickers to go up there with them when I do it and just pay to get them all stamped. I think even if you did the Kaiju on 4S, it seems pretty sick. The thing with the Creighton and the 4S lineup of the Armas is how easy they are to work on. Like when I was testing that, I would have given any other car, I'd have probably just thrown out trying to get in and get that thing tightened up. I don't love the design for the slipper, and I hope that Robinson Racing comes up with just a locked slipper gear or center. It's not a diff, but drive gear spur that's all just locked. I don't need it to have the slipper on it, but when we race them, they have to be locked, and that's what we were trying to show. So I would just prefer to just get something I could drop in that's locked with the spur gear on it and call it good. It'd be great if somebody made that. But other than that, like how many times I went in, tightened it down, tried to get it working, pulled it apart, I would have just thrown anything else out. But because it's so easy to pop that whole thing apart, get in there, and get to the gears is just amazing. Gus's custom creation says he can pop the diffs out of the Kaiju with 4 screws. That's not bad either. RC Propaganda says no slipper, be good. Yeah, you just have to know how to drive it, not be on throttle when landing and stuff like that. NorCal RC says same, slipper sucks. Yeah, they made a locker for the 6S Creighton that you can just drop in. It locks the center diff. And if they would just do that for this 4S lineup, would be amazing. And it would work with the 3S too. It's the same thing. It'd be so rad. RCaholic, the stickers are nothing. And actually, Fog City, if you don't mind waiting a little bit, I've actually got die cut stickers coming that are actually going to be better if you waited to get them. I could wait to send them. I've got new, smaller, like 1-inch stickers coming for RC conspiracies. And I think I did the small ones for CCxRC too, for like to put them on RC cars. So I got hats that I ordered locally. I found somebody to embroider them. And so I'm going to have those. And if people are interested, I think I can do them on Teespring as well. But I think that there is like an initial setup fee that's like $45, or I don't even remember how much, but for them to digitize the logo to do the hat. So if people aren't going to buy them, I don't want to spend the $45. But if there's people that would be interested in hats, I would be willing to do it through there so people could just order them one off whenever they want. Otherwise, I could probably order them from this lady in a batch and then do it through PayPal or whatever if people wanted hats, embroidered hats, trucker hats. Robert hit. I'm going to try to get some stickers. Yeah, man, just if you Facebook message me or Instagram message me, just your address, I can send them. Have to be 18 years or older, or 16 years or older. It just gets weird to send, as far as legalities and all, I have to be careful. And with the whole COPPA, I'm just trying to be extra careful. So I do make exceptions if the parents reach out to me and ask me to. Age limiting on hats? No, that's the stickers, anything. For me to send anything personalized in the mail or get your address from you through electronic means, that's what the whole COPPA stuff is when you're gathering information on people. And so can't be getting that kind of info from people. Chris Watson, man, you don't need to pay. Just send me, and we're good. CCxRC says his wife says it's okay. I actually thought I had it on. I don't. I have my Surfer's coffee hat on from Hawaii. Dusty motor cover on a Creighton 4S. I don't do motor covers on anything. I think they're a pain in the butt to get on and off. Even the one that came with the Associated, I haven't put it back on since I took it off in the unboxing. Hey, RC Fest Studio Productions. How's it going, man? We're just, at this point, talking in the chat. But we got Adam in the house now. Do a Kangol hat like Samuel L. Jackson. Peter R.C. Basher says he hates the Kaiju cover. Same thing as the one that's on the Rival MT-10. Same kind of thing that was on like the... well, I know that the Bison, VCAR Bison had it. And I think it's kind of from that same family in, not family, but family of RC vehicles that were being made. But basically they're going to be black. I got some camo ones to try. I need the internet's help to find hats like this. I want it black with the camo. I love this hat. I absolutely love it. I need to just find out where they got it. I know the guy that runs the coffee shop. He could probably find out who. Chris Watson, an air compressor works instead of dusty covers. Exactly. I just got myself a really big air compressor too for my birthday. A big one. These fifth scales need a lot of air. Anyone have any opinions on the Ascender? Interesting. Haven't heard that in a while. I don't have any. Does anybody have any opinions on the Losi rock crawler, though? The night crawler. I just was watching videos on. In fact, you guys, this is worth showing. All the people that I'm talking to in chat. That wasn't what I meant to show. YouTube. So if I type in Losi Night Crawler and we see what videos, this is it right here. This is amazing sauce right here. I actually kind of like the look of this thing, especially this bright one. I could see running one. But this guy's crawler course, we're not even going to watch this video. Maybe we'll come back and watch it. He's got 10 subscribers. And all these videos are just about this little course he made. Here's the introduction to it. It's a plus sign. Somehow, I don't know what he's made it out of. It looks like it's used for shows or something. Like, you know, you'd travel with it to events and you'd set it up and let people pay to play, right? That's what it looks like to me, at least. It looks epic. It's super shaky cam. See little feet here. A little area to store the cars. He's got these fold down shelves. Goes down through here. Doesn't really do a good job showing the course in this particular video. But he's got these bridges and stuff. And it looks like it overlaps there because there is water, but you can see where it seams together. It looks amazing. Chris Watson, am I the only one worried about parts with the coronavirus? I'm not super worried about it. Not yet. But here, this shows the guy running the whole course. So it's 341. But the lines and stuff that they got in this thing are insane. See ya, Peter RC Basher. A vehicle air blower works better than an air compressor to dry off RCs. Never have to wait for the tank to fill. Constant air. Yeah, I've been looking at the ones by Cow RC. But I think the whole Viterra line might be a thing of the past. To agree with Trail Critter RC, he says he thinks the Ascender is. I think they all might be. Peter RC Basher says it looks cool. For merch, I would love a classic 90s Novak pit mat. Chris Watson says, yeah, I got a nice, massive automotive compressor. It works great. Cool. Daniel McMaster, I think Helion went out of business and Redcat and Associated took the design. If you listen to RC... What's his name? I always forget this name. I know how to find it because of the videos that he produces, which are really awesome. I want to say Cave RC, but it's not. Let me just YouTube. Then we'll just do Rival MT10. Look at mine's at the top. Killer Off-Road Hobbies broke his too. Razor RC. Razor RC kind of talks through the history of all of that. And it sounded like one of the Losi guys that just got brought back. Gil Losi, maybe? Because Helion was a company. And it was being sold through like Hobbytown and stuff like that as a brand. And I don't know who A-Main... Gil Losi Jr. and Mike Gillette started the Helion brand. And so it was going out of business. Most of their stuff were going to the Hobbytown store, A-Main. So they basically were buying stuff or licensing stuff. And so when that went out and Gil Losi went back to Losi, I think that Team Associated jumped on that because they saw the potential in the car. Is basically what I was getting about the story. So he said, I always thought Helion was a knockoff brand or a China brand with U.S. distribution. Who owns them? Helion imports most of their products from FS Racing, but they do purchase from other suppliers. Gil Losi and Mike Gillette started the Helion brand. Surprised they didn't have more success or never tried to manufacture a vehicle in-house. Says, yeah, they had a heck of a lineup at one time with over a dozen trucks. And there's just a lot of people are bummed out. There were some really cool Helion stuff, and I think there was another part of it like Firelands and stuff that was in the portfolio. Radiant. Yeah, so the Animus, Conquest, the Rock Rider, Avenge. They had some boats. They had the iconic radios and the Firelands. So select Radiant accessories will, the reactor brushed and the iconic ET3 channels will remain in the Firelands product portfolio. So they were produced by Firelands and sold exclusively in Hobby Town. So there we go. There's some info. But I'm glad that somebody bought it up because it's a sweet vehicle. Chris D'Angelo Horizon Hobby still carries them. Yeah, they do. You don't hear them talk about it much, and you don't see a lot coming out with the on-road side of Viterra either. Not sure that it's like their favorite market. Trash Can Ninja, there's an air blower on Amazon for $50. Do you know which one it is? Have you used it? Oh, desktop or laptop blower should come up. Okay. See you, CCxRC. Have a great one. I'm going to get ready here to shut it down as well. Scott pulled something. So we got a deal on a Traxxas / Ultimate Never Run, a Revo 3.3. Charger and toolkit, $550. Wow. Chris wants some more parts for us Helion Avenge guys. There you go. Yeah, hopefully they keep that around. Because the one thing about some of those Team Associated ones, even when I was first starting, is they don't kind of hold on to them too long. So if we look at their lineup, let's see, vehicles. So they've got the 10B 6.2. So they've got the Rival MT. They've still got these crawlers, which is good that those are still out. Short courses, smaller short course. Nitro. So the Reflex B, that's still out. That's good. I love that little car. The Nomad. But a lot of the stuff that I'd first seen from them when I first started in the hobby, I don't see anymore. But I don't even know what they were now. There wasn't that kind of stick around idness for me. But anyway, guys, definitely thanks for tuning in again to another RC Conspiracies. Decided to just hang out in the chat here for a little bit longer. I do have something I could show you guys that have hung out for a while, something monster truck related that I have that's going to go on my SMT10 build. Let me do that. Let me show you. It's pretty cool. And it especially looks cool when it's glowing in like the blue light of this purple blue color. So this right here is going to be my SMT10 builder's kit body. The Megalodon Fire. Wrapping this thing was a real pain, let me tell you. So I got it 3D printed by Jimmy Lewis, and then I got the wrap from Bari Musauer, who's the zombie driver in Monster Jam. And he sold me this wrap. I'd seen he had one on his. And once I found out I could get the body, I either was going to have to paint it and make stickers for the name, which I could have done, but it just way cleaner. It's even the blackest sticker. So it literally was a wrap. 2 wraps. So one went up to here and then the other from the other side. But real pain to try and do these shapes. And it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. As far as wrap goes, this is a pretty poor wrap job, I think. But it gets across the point. And I think it's going to look pretty sick. Hopefully I don't break it. Because I'm not a great driver. So, what do you guys think? Chris likes it. Chris Watson, Robert Hip, Chris Giangelo. Yes, got it from Jimmy. Bought it. Just pay to have it printed. So this is over $200 just to get it to here. But it comes, the eyes are painted, the teeth are painted in the mouth, and then it's black 3D print lines. And that's the other thing that the sticker kind of helps cover, is some of that lininess. Hopefully it'll also hold it together in crashes. So, yeah, a little bit expensive, but gonna be worth it out there. Not free. Chris Watson says he gives it 1 week and then it's broken. Yeah, Mets, it was over that, but that's close. But I mean, it has the look, and so when it's out there, it's just gonna look super sick running. Even I don't even know if I can show some of the lines where it seems. I don't have too many wrinkles, actually. Some of this is actually just part, yeah. I mean, there's some wrinkles there. But it's really not actually bad. This material is so good that they actually do these with. They can pull it back up, heat it up, and it gets its shape back. But then you have to literally cut relief lines for the fins and then wrap them separately. And that's definitely on the bottom got crazy amounts of wrinkles and all that, but that's not the visible part. Kurt, better put it on the shelf the way I drive. I know, right? Tail is going to be the first thing to go. So I did get an RH Designs wheelie bar that I'm hoping will help save the tail. And I'm also, lots of heat gun on it. I'm also going to Velcro it, but lightly Velcro it. So hopefully if it hits, it'll just pop off. Chris, ask him to wrap yours. Yeah, it's probably the better way to do it. Have it printed and sent direct. Corey Romo would be happy for sure. Yeah, so the next thing I'm asking somebody to do is, so the headers on this one come up and it's a single. And so I'm trying to get somebody to make me that look of the headers for the build. It's pretty much Earl going to be a shelf queen. I'll bring it out and run it for certain things, but yeah. RCaholic, see you, man. It'll be something I just pull out at shows, show and shine, that kind of stuff. I might do it in some of the big races. It would be worth it for that. And I think it's going to be more durable than we think. So that's the little tease that you guys get to see, and anybody that sticks around this long in the this will be shown later when I do the build. So, but yeah, Chris Ross Hinshaw has the wheelie bar, but I'll talk to him maybe about getting the. Jimmy thinks he can do it, so, and he'd have something to test it with to get the right width. So that'd be the thing. Trash Can Ninja, haven't picked a body for my SMT 10 yet. Any suggestions? Suggestions. I mean, there's so many good ones. I don't typically like the 3D print or the 3D animal style bodies in Monster Jam. I usually like the trucks. I mean, Saigon Shaker's cool. That's a tough one. There's always, I mean, the staples are like Monster Energy but there's quite a few of those, but they look so good. You can find, there's a woman driver. What's her name? She's got a 78 Ford Bronco, like graffiti style paints, pinks, yellows. That's the one I really want. Shoot. I'm so terrible with thinking on the fly. Of names. See if I can look it up by 78 Ford monster truck. It's a beautiful, might be a 79. And it's new. Anybody help me out here? It's a woman driver. Her husband also races. Lucas Oil Crusader. What else will be new in 2020? Scott Mybeck asks. New for my channel or new in general for RC? I think there'll be some more. I think there'll be a solid axle monster truck. Maybe it's Redcat. Maybe, I don't know where it'll come from. I think that this is growing. Well, I know something that's really cool that's happening is that the KK2 is coming back as well as a KK3 chassis. That's super exciting news. Maybe if I do female monster truck drivers. Scarlet Bandit, no, not Medusa, no. You guys are on the right hunt. Wildflower's cool. This one. She's on the Monster Jam page. Pretty. Shoot. Where'd it go? They got a long list here. I really want to get a zombie body. Maybe they could get that done. They make those. It's like $180 to have it done. Here it is. Lindsay Ratu. Pretty Wicked. Pretty Wicked. Here it is. Let me show you this version of it. The one that they show on Monster Jam, I don't love. This one, I love. The YouTube video of it. Yeah. It's like a 79 Ford. So just give me one photo. The whole YouTube video. Lame. YouTube's got to store that. They got to store it. Like, see, I don't like this. This is sick, though. Just a cool looking truck. No great photos of it, unfortunately. Don't understand that. These are not great angles. So Stinger monster truck for 2 Sports. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. There's a good front end shot. I don't know. I love the paint job on that. Yeah, same as Stinger. So I want to find somebody that would make this for me. Stinger looks pretty sweet too, but it's got the Monster Jam logo and everything on it. It's just a hot looking truck. That thing should be hitting more shows. I'm actually going to send that to somebody. This page is getting saved. Gonna have somebody see if I can get a wrap for that. I like it that much. I've been talking about doing it for a while. Chris says he knows a guy. Well, there we go. Travis Paul, send it ramp tomorrow. For what? Oh, with the Megalodon? This off the send it ramp? If we could get the views, it might be worth it. Yeah, so anyway, so he's asking trucks. He could hit up Monster Jam. Where was that? Monster Truck, Fandom. One of these went right to the Monster Jam page. And that's a quick way to just get the quick look at all the different trucks that are available. I always love the Avenger stuff. Big Kahuna. I like the old style Big Kahuna personally with the surfboards. El Toro Loco, if you can still get the bodies for that, it's all right for 3D printed. I'm still a fan of Northern Nightmare. I grew up watching Northern Nightmare. All you Canadians would like that. Raising Cane, this would be good for my Raminator. Do that for the Raminator. JMRCs, we're going to need another mega body. Yeah. I talked to some people about getting a zombie body, and I don't know what happened. It just kind of stalled. Wild Side. Sorry, Zach Garner. Don't love it. Storm Damage. My son likes that. It's super simple. Michael McKenzie's all over Northern Nightmare. I actually have one of his Northern Nightmare bodies he sold me. Damien says he's looking for a wrap of Northern Nightmare. There you go. You can get it. You can get it through Fat Cat Customs. He does that. Slinger, just not as cool without the gun part of it. Gunslinger was cool, but just Slinger without the guns is kind of lame. Obsessed, Overboard, Overkill Evolution. This Overboard is pretty cool. The Bad Habit, the new one. Pretty sick. It's got the flames coming down it. So that's another really cool looking one. I mean, if you can get a, I didn't actually see Brodozer on there or Bro Camino, but this Bad Habit's a really sick looking truck. Like this. Here's an actual RC version. The flames coming. The orange and black really pops. They did that at SEMA, I think, is when they announced this new look. JMRC's zombie arms are weak. Yeah, Mike Eaton is who I was talking to earlier about it. About getting the zombie. Oh, this is going to be at the Mint 400 in Vegas, March 3rd through 8th. So this weekend in Vegas. How sick is that thing? I wouldn't mind driving that truck. Man, that semi's even rad. That is a tough looking truck. Oh, you guys can't even see this. I'm not even showing you. So yeah, that's the Bad Habit. Another Ford. Just one of the coolest looking trucks I think ever made. Jaguars family, what's up? Yeah, I need to find something to put on the quickly on my Primal RC before Monster Jam World Finals. Thanks, RC Graveyard. The zombie body would be good for looking at, not running. Yeah, I wish there was a way to do the arms flexible. Get like the flex fill 3D print stuff. Be cool. I actually was hoping to get the zombie. I figured with the zombie body, with the gnarly face and everything, it would cover over the lines of the Raminator, and it would be something that you could wrap and actually turn the stock red body into a zombie. But I think Bari might do that with his. I don't know. He's got the Raminator now. And I actually like the Raminator stickers, but I just figured there's going to be other people with them. So I was looking at the Rampage monster truck for mine. Like this is what I was trying to get some stickers for. I'm just going to pull up a video. Yeah. So that's a Dodge, so that would work. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, see you, Kurt. I remember you had him, Chris, and you did. Yeah, you trained him for that awesome Blue Thunder. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for tuning in, hanging out for so long. And the little hangout here at the end was fun, where it could kind of just go slower pace and read the comments and look at stuff. Because when I'm in the other mode with the conspiracy stuff, like I've got a list of things that I'm going through, and it's a little bit harder. It's like a live news, but I try to stop when I can and go back through comments. But you guys seem to have fun banter, even if I'm not reading the comments. So that's cool to go back and always look at when I watch it later. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. As always, guys, hopefully I'll have the Rival MT10 fixed up, running again soon. And I'll get some tests with the Ground Pounder 2 here, hopefully in the next month or two. Right, Redcat. It's coming out. Bring it out quickly. It's not actually going to be that fast, probably because of coronavirus, but Robert, Scott, Chris, JMRCs, Chris Ferguson, lots of people in here. Damien, again, catch you guys later, and have fun RCing this weekend. Hopefully get out with the Raminator again. Lots of stuff coming. We'll see you guys. Hey, the people who are still in here, what are your thoughts on... I've been thinking about starting another channel to do actual, like, open live stuff. Having groups in, hangouts, actually. That's something that'd be interesting. I don't typically do them. I probably wouldn't want it in the mix of the normal channel flow, but... would that be something interesting if I did, like, CCxRC Garage or Network or something like that? Just like another channel where I can just throw up longer form content that will be working on stuff or behind the scenes stuff that might push people away that aren't normal subscribers or people that are really the everyday guys. But anyway, just a thought. I know Talbot did that with his as well. Anyway, if I do, we'll mention it in one of the upcoming videos and get some live streams and other banter with big groups of people. Anyway, cool guys. See ya.